Hey guys, my name is Valentina and I'm going to be talking about my story and everything that you need to know about me, things I've been through, important things. So yeah, let's get started. So I decided to post this video today because 3 years ago today, I was in a very bad position. I was in a very bad place. And that day changed my life forever. In a good way and a bad way, but mostly good. Ever since I was little, I've always dealt with depression. I dealt with a lot of suicidal thoughts. And at the age of 11, I tried to end my life. But when I went to high school, it kind of sort of stayed there, the depression, but my suicidal thoughts left. So fast forward my senior year, 4/20/2017. Yeah, everyone knows what 420 is and what it's meant for and everything, so I don't need to explain all that, but I was in a really bad relationship at the time, and I had broken up with that boyfriend, and I wanted to, get litty, and so I took an edible. As I took the edible, I was feeling good, and an hour later I started feeling everything like super horrible. Like, it was the worst experience of my life. I started having a bad trip. I was shaking, I was super pale. That was my first panic attack ever. So I was having a panic attack, and I was going through a bad trip, and I was telling everyone I needed help. Like, it was the worst thing. Like, now that I look back at it, what was I doing? But you don't really think about those things when you're going through hard things, and you're doing things because you're sad, you're doing things because you're not in a good mood. So that day was the worst day of my life, and it traumatized me. Then fast forward to a week later, I was with my friends. We were all in a car, smoking, and it happened again. I had another bad trip, but this time it lasted for a while. I slept over at my friend's house. I woke up the next day and I still felt super weird, and I felt like I was super high. And then the next day came up and I was still feeling high, and I was like, this is super weird. It's been 2 days and there's no way that I'm still feeling this way. Then a week passed by and I was like, okay, it's getting really weird at this point. I need to see what's going on with me. There's no way. And then months kept passing by, and I was still feeling this weird feeling of being high, but there was no way that I was still high, So I did my own research because I was way too scared to even tell my parents I was feeling this way, because then I would have to tell them why I was feeling this way, and I didn't want them to know. So I ended up doing the research by myself, and I came across this mental illness called derealization and depersonalization. And basically I looked into it and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is exactly what I'm feeling. Like, I've never heard of this mental illness, and I hope I don't have it, but this is exactly what I have. And then after I did my research by myself, a couple months later I got diagnosed by an actual psychologist. So just so you guys know, but before I got diagnosed with an actual psychologist, I basically went on the internet and did all my research, and I kept looking at it. And so basically what derealization is when you feel like the world isn't real. So I could be walking and it feels super dreamlike. It feels like you're in a dream 24/7. It's very cloud-like. It's very it feels like you're high, but it's not a good high. It's a very scary high. So basically what your brain does is that it puts like a little cloud, like a little bubble, protecting your brain from any danger. So basically you feel like you're in danger 24/7. So what it does is that it protects your brain, and it tells you you're safe, you're dreaming, like you're gonna be okay. It's supposed to be a safe thing, but it's super scary. I've talked to people before, and a lot of them tell me that it's really scary for them. It was really scary for me, but I know a couple people that they're like, oh, I like the feeling, like it's very cool. But I was one of those that it was a very scary feeling for them. And I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. Like, it was the worst thing I have ever experienced. As I found out that I had that, I also found out I had depersonalization, which is when you feel like you're not real. And so there'd be times where I'd be teaching at my old dance studio. I would look at myself and I would get super scared, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, that's me. Like, there's no way, like, my reflection itself would scare me. because I felt like I'm like, this wasn't me, like this wasn't my body, like it wasn't real. So fast forward to all that, I was going through all that, plus I had gotten back with that boyfriend at the time, and it was not a healthy relationship. I was dealing with a lot of things, and I was told that what I was feeling wasn't true, that I was faking it by family members. I was told by a lot of people that I just wanted to be seen, and I wanted to make a show, and I wanted to do this, but what I was feeling was super real. And I remember one time I was at school at my college, and I remember being in the 5th floor just looking down, and my brain was telling me jump, but I was like, I'm not gonna jump, I'm not going to jump. But I had this feeling to just jump because I felt so unstoppable. What derealization does, it makes you feel like you're so unstoppable, and it makes you feel like you can do anything because you're in a dream. It makes you believe you're in a dream. And so I experienced a lot of bad moments with derealization. So September 2018 came along, and I was going through a really bad time with my parents, especially my mom, and with my then boyfriend. It got to the point where I was so sick and tired of feeling derealization, depersonalization, anxiety, having 10 to 12 panic attacks a day. It was getting super tiring. I got into a really deep hole that day, and I wanted to end my life. And that was the first time that I ever really just wanted to just give up for real, other than that time when I was 11. But I just really felt like I didn't want to be here anymore. So I tried to, and my best friend at the time, she called me. She told me, I'm gonna come over and be there for you and be there with you. So she ended up coming over, and long story short, my mom had called the police, and they took me to a mental hospital. And that was really traumatizing for me too, because I didn't want to experience that. I didn't want to be in a room full of people that dealt with a lot of other things, but I didn't feel safe. I didn't want to be there, and it was the scariest thing of my life, and that also traumatized me a lot. So yeah, that day happened, and I just felt really out of my body, out of mind, out of everything. I lost sight of who I was. I lost sight of me, because I didn't feel real. I didn't know what I was going through. This didn't feel real at all. So thank God I'm still here today, and I can say that I didn't end my life, and I'm not dead, but everything happens for a reason. And I'm so glad for everything and everyone who has always been there for me through everything, literally every panic attack, every anxiety attack, every derealization episode, every moment where something triggered my PTSD. I just really want to thank every single one of you who has always been there for me. And from the bottom of my heart, all of you will always have a special place in my heart, even though we might not talk anymore, even though you're not in my life anymore. But I promise you, I still think of all of you and all of those moments, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for all of you and all of your help. Not gonna cry, but I really do want to thank all of you, especially for that one person. You have a very special place in my heart, and your family too. Not gonna cry, but I really want to thank all of you for everything you've ever done for me, and I'm forever grateful, and for every little advice, for every single talk, for every single hug, for everything. I want to just thank all of you, especially you know who you are. You really did change my life, and I just really want to thank you for everything you've ever done. And I'm forever grateful for all of you. Having mental illnesses, and I'll be completely honest, I got diagnosed with derealization, depersonalization, anxiety, panic disorder, PTSD, and depression. It wasn't easy. Like I said earlier in the video, I went through a lot since I was 11 years old, going through a lot with my parents. I wasn't in the right place ever in my life. I didn't have a good relationship with them, but I'm one of those people who believe that there's a reasoning behind everything, and I believe that it was for the good. And even though 4/20 of 2017 changed my life, and it was the scariest moment of my life, and May 8th was also the scariest day of my life when I was with my friends, and that happened again, for a while I didn't hate God, but I was always asking him, why me? Why did that have to happen to me? But at the end of the day, we all have free will, and we can choose what we want to do. We can choose a right path and a wrong path. I was not in a good path at all, and it was my decisions, and it wasn't God who was punishing me because I was doing all that. It was my decisions, and what do bad decisions lead to? Bad things. It leads to bad things. And for a while, I didn't understand why God, why I blamed God for it. I told him, why me? But now I thank him so much for everything, and I always thank God for pulling me out of all those situations, because even though in the moment I felt like I was drowning and I felt like there was nothing left for me, he was always there with me, putting angels in my path, putting people in my path to tell me, you got this, you're not alone, and people who would encourage me, people who would tell me that you can get through this, that you have a voice, that everything that you can imagine I've been told. And I'm so grateful for all that, because now not only am I healed from all that, and yes, of course I have my moments, of course I have my bad days, but I've learned to just let it all go, and literally to just give it to God, and to just thank him, and just let him lead me. But I want to say that if you're going through any mental illnesses, please reach out for help. Don't be scared if your parents aren't going to believe you, or whoever you live with isn't going to believe you, or people you love aren't going to believe you, because it doesn't matter. What you're feeling is real. What you're going through is real. Mental illness is real. And people nowadays don't even pay attention to mental illnesses, because they think that, oh, it's just in your head. Yeah, it is in your head, but it's a real thing. What you're feeling, that anxiety, when you feel like your heart is racing and you can't shake that feeling, when you feel like you're literally having a heart attack, when you feel like you're gonna faint, when you lose your sight and hearing, it's a thing. And I want to tell you to just not give up, because I've been through everything and anything you can imagine. I've seen every worst thing and every good thing in my life, and I've been through it all, and each and every one of us has our own story, and I'm here to tell you mine. But I'm here to tell you that I'm here, I'm healthy, I go through a lot of things, and that's okay, but I'm here breathing, and I thank God for it every single day that I didn't end my life that day, because I wouldn't be here talking to you guys about my story, about my journey, and how I'm here healed. And yes, I go through bad days, and yes, I feel sad sometimes, yes, I feel anxious sometimes, but it's not like I was before. I used to not be able to smell weed, because it would trigger my PTSD to think about those days, and now I can easily pass by people doing it, and or at concerts, it's like a thing, everyone does it nowadays, so I don't get scared. I don't let fear take over me anymore, and that's so great, and I'm so proud of myself that I can say that, because for so long I was so scared of something happening to me, because my life was so good and I didn't want anything bad to happen. But I just had to let that fear go and just go through life, and whatever was meant to happen was going to happen. So now I live a life, such a carefree life, that if something happens, I know that I can go through it, because I've been through everything, and I'm so strong. And I can sit here and tell you that all of that, what I've just told you, isn't even half of what I've been through in my life. But in another YouTube video, I can go in more detail with it. But for now, I just really want to tell you to not give up. I'm here, I'm alive, I'm healthy, I've gone through it, I know your pain, but do not end your life, do not give up, don't stop yourself from going to get help from a therapist, don't stop yourself from telling your best friend, your lover, your family members, do not. It's possible, recovery is possible. You're not going to live like this forever, and I am a living testimony for it, because I swore on everything that I was going to be like this for the rest of my life, and I was going to have panic attacks for the rest of my life, and I was going to not feel real for the rest of my life. But as life kept going, as I got stronger, and as I kept telling myself, don't let fear take over your mind. Your mind is so powerful, and you have no idea. But I had to learn it the hard way, going through a lot of bad things, losing a lot of people that I loved. But I had to go through all that to get to where I am right now, and I couldn't be more thankful. God has blessed me with amazing people that are still in my life and that support me and love me for who I am. I'm not gonna cry. But I'm just very grateful, and I'm here to tell you to not give up. If you guys ever need any type of videos, or you want me to talk about anxiety or panic attacks or derealization, and to go more in depth of what derealization is and how that feels like, just leave comments down below and I will do any video. I'm here to help. I want to help. I don't care about the views. I don't care about the likes. One thing about me is that I love helping people, and I hated that I couldn't help people before because of what I was going through. And yeah, I could give them advice as to what was helping me at the time, but it wasn't right of me to help others while I was dealing with things myself. So now that I'm healed, I just want to just tell everyone all of my tips. I want to tell everyone everything that you want to know about anything, and I'm just here to help. And I hope to one day, you know, be in the stadium and, you know, tell people about my story too, and be in front of millions of people. That's my dream one day. But for now, I will be here on YouTube. I don't know when I will post, but I will keep you guys updated on that, on my social media accounts and stuff. So you guys can just give me feedback, give me video ideas, anything you want to see. I'm here to help, and I want to help. I want to share everything that I can to help you guys and anything you guys need. So yeah, I was a little nervous for this video, and I didn't say it before, but I had filmed this video I think about 3 times already, and I didn't think it was the right time to post them when I did film them, because I wasn't in the best mindset, so I didn't think it was the right time. And every single time I try to edit the videos, I look at myself and I say, no, it's not time yet, it's not time yet. But for some reason, God just told me, do it for the 3rd year anniversary, which is tomorrow. Well, you'll be seeing it today, so it's today, 420. My favorite number is 3. 420 for a while was a really bad memory of mine, but starting last year, I made it a good thing, and I celebrated it basically. Like, I had just a good day with someone I love, and they made it real special for me. And this year, I'm stuck at home because of everything that's going on in the world, but I want to make 420 a positive thing and not a negative thing ever in my life, because it did change a lot in my life, but for the better. Because if that never happened to me, God knows where I would be right now. God knows who I would be with, where I would be. So yeah, I smile, and I'm so happy because I'm so glad of where I am right now and how I can talk to you guys healed and happy. And yes, I go through it, guys. I go through it. I have my bad days. I am not perfect. No one is perfect, but I am so much better than I was a year ago. I was so much better than how I was 2 years ago. I'm not scared to talk about it. I talk about my story and I don't even cry. I cry because I'm so happy about everyone who's ever helped me. I'm happy, and I cry because I feel joy. I feel happiness. I feel free and carefree of everything. Fear doesn't control my life anymore, and for so long I let it control me and consume me, and it drove me to insanity. But now I can say that I feel so sane. I feel so happy with people in my life right now. So yeah, if you guys want to leave comments down below about any type of videos you guys want to see in the near future, or even next week, because obviously I have nothing to do, so I'll be posting a lot during this time of staying at home. So I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys are encouraged today to not give up, and I hope you guys just stay you and never change for anyone, but there are things in us that we could change and make better. And I really am looking forward to making videos for you guys and just talking like this as if you guys were my friends. And don't be scared to comment and like say, hey, look, I'm going through this. Like, I will respond back. I'm not like those people that don't respond back because they're too cool. Like, I will respond back any messages, any DMs and stuff. And I just want to be here for you guys, because as much as people were here for me, and I feel so loved and so grateful for all that, I want to give that out now. So I have one more thing before I go. This is going to be like my little phrase before leaving, and it's don't hide it, embrace it. And basically what that means is to not hide your insecurities, to not hide your flaws, to not hide your mental illnesses, because I promise you, someone someday will love you for you and will love you for all of the things that make you you. And yes, you have to change. Yes, there's things that we have to change in us, and we have to realize, like, okay, we can't be like this forever, we need help. But I promise you, there's going to be people in your life that come, friendships or a relationship or whatever it may be, but there's going to be people that are going to love you immensely because of who you are, because you're not scared of what people are going to say about you. You're not scared of failure. You're not scared of all these things. You're not going to let any mental illness take over your life anymore. So don't hide it, embrace it, and that's going to be my thing forever. And shout out to that one person who helped me through everything and who basically made that up for me. You know who you are. I want to thank everyone who's ever been there for me. I said it earlier in the video, but I'm so thankful. Who have shown me a lot of support and have told me, you can do this, do the videos, do all this, do what makes you happy, and this is what makes me happy. Being a voice to mental illness makes me happy. Don't hide it, embrace it, and I will be back with my YouTube video hopefully very, very soon. Bye guys.